Welcome back to Legs 11 Adventures. Today we are revisiting the heart of Marrakech. This place has been at the center of the city's life for generations. This is Jemaa el-Fnaa, the famous square in the heart of the old city. But there is something very special about this place, because Jemaa el-Fnaa has two very different faces. During the day, the square is bright, open, and full of activity. You may see traditional performers, snake handlers, monkeys, local vendors, and visitors exploring this fascinating part of Marrakech. But as the sun begins to set, everything changes. The crowds begin to grow. The food stalls appear. The grills are lit. The musicians arrive. The drums begin to beat. And slowly, Marrakech comes alive. Within just a few hours, the square is transformed into a spectacular celebration of food, music, culture, and people. It feels as though the whole city has gathered here. So, come with us as we experience Marrakech by day and Marrakech by night. We're going to see the remarkable transformation of this famous square, from its traditional daytime activities to the incredible atmosphere that takes over after dark. This is Jemaa el-Fnaa. This is Marrakech. And this is where our adventure begins. Marrakech by day, Marrakech by night. The incredible transformation of Jemaa el-Fnaa. There are some places in the world that change completely when the sun goes down. Marrakech has one such place, the famous Jemaa el-Fnaa Square, right in the heart of the old city. During the day, the square has a very different character. The heat of the Moroccan sun shines down on the open space, people move around at a steady pace, and the atmosphere is busy but relatively relaxed. But as the afternoon begins to disappear and evening approaches, something remarkable starts to happen. The square begins to transform. Stalls appear, lights come on, musicians arrive, food vendors prepare their grills. The smell of spices and freshly cooked food fills the air. Before long, it feels as though the whole of Marrakech has decided to come into the square. This is a story of that transformation, from the daytime Marrakech, with its traditional performers and animals, to the spectacular evening atmosphere of music, dancing, food, and entertainment. For centuries, this has been an important gathering place in Marrakech, a place where people meet, trade, perform, socialize, and share stories. And some of the traditional entertainment associated with the square can still be seen during the day. One of the most striking things visitors may encounter is the presence of snakes and snake handlers. You may see performers with snakes, attracting the attention of tourists and crowds. You may also encounter monkeys being displayed by handlers. These activities have become strongly associated with the image of Marrakech. The afternoon begins to change everything. As the afternoon moves on, something interesting starts to happen. The square begins to change. The intense heat of the day starts to ease, and more people begin arriving. The atmosphere becomes busier. The people who were simply passing through begin to gather. Vendors start preparing for the evening. Tables and food stalls begin appearing. Grills are prepared. Lights begin to appear. And gradually, the empty spaces of the square begin to fill. It is almost like watching a stage being prepared for a huge performance. But this is not a theater. This is Marrakech. The performers are not simply actors. They are musicians, cooks, storytellers, entertainers, traders, and ordinary people coming together in one extraordinary public space. Then comes one of my favorite moments, sunset. As the sun begins to disappear, the color and atmosphere of Marrakech seem to change. The buildings around the square begin to take on a warmer appearance. The light becomes softer. The temperature becomes more comfortable. Suddenly, the square feels completely different. People who had been hiding from the heat begin coming out. Groups of friends gather. Tourists return from exploring the souks and the surrounding streets. The square becomes increasingly crowded. You begin to hear music coming from different directions. Drums, voices, laughter, conversation, and the sounds of cooking. The transformation is now well underway. And then, almost before you realize it, night has arrived. This is when Jemaa el-Fnaa really comes alive. The square that looked so different during the day is now glowing with lights. Food stalls stretch across the square, each one competing for the attention of hungry visitors. The smell is incredible. Grilled meat, freshly prepared vegetables, spices, bread, tagines, and so many other Moroccan dishes. Smoke rises from the grills, mixing with the evening air. People sit around tables eating and talking. Vendors call out to customers. Waiters move backwards and forwards. Everywhere you look, there is movement. This is the Marrakech that many people imagine before they ever visit Morocco. But seeing it in person is something completely different. And then there is the music. Traditional musicians gather in different parts of the square, creating pockets of entertainment. You hear drums coming from one direction and singing from another. There may be dancing, people gathering around performers. And wherever there is music, there is usually an audience. The atmosphere becomes infectious. People smile. People laugh. People stop to watch. Tourists take photographs and videos. Local people come to enjoy the atmosphere. And for a few hours, the boundaries between visitor and resident seem to become less important. Everyone is simply there to experience the evening. The whole city seems to arrive. One of the things that really struck me about the evening was just how dramatically the square had changed. During the day, it was possible to walk around and take in the surroundings. But at night, it felt as though the entire center of Marrakech had moved into the square. It is difficult to describe unless you have actually experienced it. There are people everywhere. Everyone seems to have a reason for being there. And that is what makes the square so fascinating. The square becomes an enormous open-air dining area. You can walk past one stall and see meat cooking over hot coals. Move a little further and you might find another vendor preparing Moroccan dishes. Everywhere there are aromas competing for your attention. The wonderful thing is that food becomes part of the entertainment. As our evening in the square came to an end, I couldn't help thinking about just how much this one place had changed in only a few hours. In the daytime, we had seen one side of Marrakech, the traditional performances, the animals, the vendors, and the steady movement of people through the square. But after sunset, we witnessed something completely different. The lights came on. The food stalls filled the square. Music could be heard all around us. People gathered together. There was dancing, laughter, conversation, and the wonderful smell of Moroccan food everywhere. As we walked away from the lights, the music, and the crowds, one thing was certain. Marrakech had left us with another unforgettable memory. Thank you for joining us on another adventure. If you have enjoyed traveling through Marrakech with us, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us here at Legs 11 Adventures for more journeys, more stories, and more unforgettable experiences from around the world. Until our next adventure, keep exploring, keep discovering.
Suddenly, the monks there, God was there. Where? That was a good choice. It's the most. I just want to get the decorative fruit. The decorative fruit. Not engaging. Oh yeah, now I remember we came there.
The shop we went to.
All right.
And I need to know if that man hat is still there buying his hat.
Which one? there.
Yes. Where the guy, when you put chili in it.
It was this one, wasn't it? Oh, it was this one. It was this.
That is different color.
What did you say? What did you say?
This one 250.